Hey, it's Owen at Noise Machine Studio, and today we've got something of a legacy piece from the Tegeler audio company, the Magnetismus 2, a VCA compressor and transient shaper. Tegeler is an audio company out of Tegel in the north of Berlin, founded by Michale Krusch, who've been focusing on producing high quality audio hardware for the past 15 years or so. We've previously done videos on both their Myth EQs and their Creme EQ and compressor. But today we'll be delving into the Magnetismus 2, a stereo box built mainly for drum bus compression and transient shaping. Internally, it's a VCA compressor with detented pots for threshold and ratio, spanning from 1:1 through to a limit mode, with switchable combined time constants, kind of like an expanded, faster version of what's on a Fairchild compressor. Position 1 is a fairly fast attack, fast release at 7 milliseconds attack, 11 milliseconds release, through to setting 10 with a leisurely attack of 1300 milliseconds and a 4500 millisecond release. Plus a mysterious unlabelled 11 time constant. I haven't quite figured out what the timings on that one is just yet. At the end of the compression section, we've got a detented makeup gain pot and a gain reduction LED. Makes sense. A cool trick is using the makeup gain to push the next section, which is the flux section, which is what they call the transient processing section. It's got an intensity control, a three-way mode selector that suggests different transformers, and an output volume control. Additionally, we've got a bypass switch for easy comparison to your unaffected signal, and a VU that'll show you how hot this thing's outputting to. Essentially, what you want to use this box for is to add punch, weight, and depth to your drum bus. Of course, you can use it on different sources too. It'll even work over a whole mix bus, but it's not a piece you can really fine tune, so I'd be reluctant to use it over a master. When using the Magnetismus, I find the attack settings are slow enough to never really destroy a transient. I'll most likely run this thing between setting 3 and 5, which is 15 to 38 milliseconds attack. Kinda around where I'd run an SSL bus compressor, just enough time to let the transient through, have the compressor enhance and beef that up, and then trail off. The flux section will round out and shape the transient depending on how hard you push the intensity. The selector knob over here definitely changes the audio tone, with Eisen, aka iron, somewhat rolling off the highs, cobalt less so, and nickel even less so. With the flux section engaged, you can always hear a touch of high-end roll-off, which works nicely with the saturation. I guess it's kind of like snapping up the transients with the compressor and then smoothing them to tape. Something like that. So how does it sound? Well, I'll show you as I tweak it over a drum loop. You can do subtle to a point, but I'll push it hard to see what happens with these sounds I recorded earlier. And there we have it, the Tegeler Magnetismus 2, a bus VCA compressor and transient shaper. It's definitely a useful studio piece that will nicely enhance drums and other transient heavy material. and the flux section gives a nice roundness to whatever you run through it. Even pushing it into distortion can lead to some cool, creative sounds. I cracked open the box in search of the transformers, but couldn't find them in there, so I'm not sure exactly what the flux mode is switching, but it seems to do the job. Currently, the Magnetismus 2 retails for around 2,600 Australian, but I think if you order very soon, you can take advantage of a Tegeler offer and nab a Creme EQ compressor and a Magnetismus direct from the company for around 3,200 Australian, including shipping in their distinctive artillery wooden crates. Catch you next time for more stuff.